Hello, my name is Leslie Streiskuth, and I want to talk to you a little bit more in depth about our internship and job search guide. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see what I'm seeing. So first and foremost, this guide is here to help you approach looking for a job or looking for an internship in a guided, clear way, so that this sort of overwhelming process that is before you might not seem so overwhelming. So first and foremost, we always go back to this idea of REP, which is reflect, explore, prepare, and pursue. And at any turn, our office is going to encourage you to reflect, explore, prepare, and pursue. And what better way to apply this principle than in searching for an internship for a job. So let's take a closer look at what all of this means. First of all, reflect. That's a good, that's pretty self-evident. We want you to think more closely about what you want from your career and how you want to connect with opportunities. There are many possibilities out there, so do yourself a favor and do some serious thinking about what it is you want to do. It's really important to take the time and put energy into that so that you don't waste time pursuing things that really aren't of interest to you. The next step is to explore. So once you've decided this is what I think I want to do, then you need to reach out and find what's going on in that particular field that you're interested in. What are people doing? What companies are doing it? What graduate program do you need to have? All the kind of information that goes into exploring whatever it is you're interested in, right? So take the time and the energy to explore and track what you're finding in a spreadsheet so that you can keep track of it all, right? For example, the communication that you send out to companies or the companies that have jobs posted, you put it on a spreadsheet and boom, you don't have to wonder or keep track of what did I put, or better yet, it's Thanksgiving dinner and someone's saying, so how's the job search going? You can say, well, would you like to see my spreadsheet? I don't know, just a little plug for spreadsheets there. I'll keep moving through this. Another way for you to explore is to talk to people. And we go into that in a little more depth in our networking guide, but we also suggest that you explore possibilities by going on to LinkedIn and finding people who are doing what you're interested in doing. And we have some videos that explain how to do that in depth. So you see there's a link to those videos in our guide. So check those out. They could be really helpful. Prepare, that's the next step. So you've got these ideas, companies that are doing this, some people who are doing this. Now it's time to get ready. And that means putting together a LinkedIn profile, getting your resume ready, cleaning up your social media accounts. All of this is important. You even want to kind of get ready for that eventuality of an interview. So we've got a guide for that, but in essence, you're going to need a 30-second pitch. You're going to need to figure out some clothes that you can wear, if it's Zoom, if it's not. All of these things are things you're going to be thinking about, and all of these things are addressed in this guide. So take a closer look. I'm just sort of introducing all the different ideas that it holds. Continuing with the prepared, I talked about the resume, but we have a guide for that. We have a guide for virtually everything. So don't be shy about reaching out and taking a hold of these guides that we have for you, because they're really helpful. After you've done all of this, gotten everything together, you can, maybe you even met with someone in the career advising office and had a mock interview, or definitely had somebody review your resume. All of these things are things you're doing to prepare. And then you pursue. You apply for those jobs. You track those applications. You figure out who you've reached out to. You follow up. You make sure that you're doing all these things. And where do you look, you ask? We have links to Handshake, LinkedIn, Indeed, Way Up, usajobs.gov, and any other company that is organized also posts its open jobs on its website. So the world is your oyster. Once you've figured out and prepared, you can just start applying to companies and to websites that have postings. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You can do a lot of different ways of reaching out, and this guide covers that. So take a few minutes to look through that and see if any of it makes sense for you. And then finally, you've done all this, you've done rep, you've reflective, you've explored, you've prepared, you've pursued, and maybe you get an interview. So then you're going to want to do a mock interview with us, do some practice interviewing on Big Interview, which is a link that we provide in the guide for you. It's a great way for you to practice these virtual spaces, and it gives you feedback. And you can also look at the interview guide because there's some questions there. There's all kinds of tips on dressing, just everything that you could need to know. We have a guide for it. I've said this before, I'll say it again. But anyhow, the career advising website has links to all of these guides. If you're not able to access the guides within this PDF, you may not be able to open them there. So then definitely go to our website. And the last thing I want you to remember through all of this is to maintain a healthy perspective. I like to bring up this idea of Thomas Edison and his light bulb, which we all count on every single day. In fact, they've made even bigger advances, so they got light bulbs that save energy. But he made 10,000 light bulbs before he found one that worked. Now, are you going to have to apply for 10,000 jobs? I certainly hope not. But do know that you're going to have to apply for a lot of jobs before you get an interview. And then you might have a lot of interviews before you actually get a job. So it is a process. There are going to be people say no, and it reflects nothing on you. It means that this wasn't the right fit for you at this time, but keep trying because you will find your way.